Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know that I said I would be gone for a few weeks on my community page and it's been longer. It's been over a month now and I planned to film before this, but it just didn't happen. I feel like I kept putting this video off because I don't want to film it. It's hard for me to sit here and film this right now. So I'm not going to make this whole video depressing and sit here and talk about this forever, but I do want to acknowledge to any of you guys that may not know, and obviously I don't want to just ignore it and just film a regular video, but I will be doing a Q&A here, so we'll get to that in a minute. And you guys asked me a bunch of different types of questions, and I'm going to try to answer as many as I can. But first, I do want to acknowledge and tell any of you guys that may not follow me on Instagram, or maybe you didn't see my community post when I posted on YouTube, but I have been gone for over a month now because my dad passed away. I'm not going to get emotional in this video. I was fine until I sat down to film, so it's so weird how talking about it on here seems harder than talking about it to people in person. For some reason, I have this weird pain attached to YouTube since this happened, and I feel like it's partly because YouTube has been such a big part of my life, and now I look at it so differently. Not that I don't care about it or that I don't want to be doing YouTube. It's not that. It's just I see it completely differently now, and so there's something about sitting down to film a video that feels so weird and uncomfortable. It's just something I feel like I have to talk about it a little bit. And I am going to go ahead and get into the Q&A in a couple minutes, but some of you guys did ask on there how I'm doing, if I'm doing okay, and I really appreciate that. Obviously, don't feel bad if you didn't ask that, because I appreciate also having just normal questions to answer in this video, because I don't want this whole video just to go on and on. But some of you guys did ask how I'm doing, and oops, going out of focus. Like I said, I really appreciate that. I wanted to let you guys know how much I appreciate all of the messages and the comments that I've gotten. You guys have been so kind, and for any of you that are going through this as well, it really means a lot when you guys reach out to me and let me know that you understand. Like I said, for some reason at this point, it's not as hard to talk to someone about it in person, but sitting down here on camera, it feels hard because I haven't talked to you guys yet. I haven't filmed a video since this, so it feels so different and foreign to me right now. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I am doing better. In the last couple of weeks, I have been doing definitely better and learning how to go on with life like this. And I really appreciate all of your kind words and everyone who has been so understanding. So I know there's a lot of you guys out there who have experienced this, and so obviously I want to be honest with you guys and help anyone out there feel less alone, maybe, because I know that really helps me. So like I said, I have been doing better. I'm just going to go ahead and get into the Q&A now. Again, it's a mixture of different questions. You guys have asked me questions about hair or about myself, whatever, and I want to answer all those questions. So the first question I'm going to answer is, what is your Myers Briggs personality type? I ask because you can tell so much about a person just by their Myers Briggs. And I love getting questions like that because I'm just interested in personality types in general. It's really intriguing to me. It always has been. The Myers Briggs was actually the first personality test that I ever really took. Since then, I've done the Enneagram. I think that's the only other personality test I've taken. My Myers Briggs is an ENFP. I took the test when I was probably 14 or 15, and that's what I came up with. I've taken it recently again. I actually just took it pretty recently, and I'm still an ENFP, so I feel pretty confident that that was my accurate answer, even though I took it when I was a young teenager. And then my Enneagram, if anyone's interested in that, I've been more into that in the last year. I haven't really looked that much into the Myers Briggs or done a ton of research, but I have been getting into the Enneagram, and I'm a 4 on the Enneagram. And then my zodiac sign is a Cancer, just in case any of you were wondering that as well. So yeah, ENFP on the Myers Briggs, 4 on the Enneagram, and I am a Cancer. So I feel those all kind of go together in a way. They're a little bit different, but I feel they all I connect with all of those in some way about who I am and my personality. So yeah, next question. Somebody asked a bunch of them. How are you feeling? What's your favorite color? What are some of your wardrobe staples? What is your favorite go-to dinner? Do you have plants? What are some books you've been loving recently? Much love as always. Take the time you need and we'll be here when you come back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I'll answer these super quickly. How am I feeling? I feel like I already answered that I've been better. And right now, I'm feeling okay. I'm okay today. I think it was just sitting down to film this video was weird in the beginning, but I'm glad that we're moving on to some questions. My favorite color, I don't really know. I've always said blue my whole life, but it's kind of hard to choose a favorite color. Like, I just love way too many. My wardrobe staples, high-waisted denim jeans, a good basic black crop top, white crop top. I love turtlenecks. It really just depends what time of the year it is, but I love fall fashion. Favorite go-to dinner recipe. As far as what I cook at home, that's kind of hard. I often go for like chicken and a veggie, like a cooked veggie with chicken is like one of my go-tos, but that's like very basic. I also really love to do like enchiladas or tacos or something. I have some plants, yes, but I am slowly killing them all, so I really need to take better care of them. Hopefully when we move, I'll get better at taking care of my plants and we'll have more natural sunlight in the house, so that will help. Books I've been loving. I don't really read much, to be honest. Like sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook, but I'm not much of a reader, at least not as an adult. It's just something that I kind of get bored with, I guess. But I should get better at reading like at least self-help books or something, because I know that it's really good for your brain. I'm not very good at it because I tend to reread things way too much because my brain is just like, did I miss something? Did I miss something? It's not a good habit. Let's answer a hair question. Someone asked, what kind of haircut do you have for your wavy hair? I want to get a curly cut, but have no idea what to tell my stylist. So this is probably my most asked question on my channel. And on Instagram, just in general, probably the question I get asked the most is what my haircut is. And I have mentioned it a few times in maybe 1 or 2 different YouTube videos and maybe on Instagram. I'm not 100% sure if I have over there. But my haircut that I ask for is basically the base of a blunt cut. Like I start with a blunt cut and just a slight angle to the front, nothing intense, but just enough to where when I wear my hair natural, it doesn't get like that mushroom top shape or whatever you want to call it. I know when you have natural hair, it tends to want to be longer in the back and shorter in the front. So I do a slight angle towards the front. And then I ask for texturizing and a decent amount of hidden layers. I feel like hidden layers, whatever you want to ask for. I prefer a little bit more of it, like a hidden layer, if that's even the right way to describe it, because I don't like a ton of choppy layers on the top of my hair. I like them to be just well blended and kind of hidden in the hair, I guess. So I always ask for a decent amount of hidden layers and texturizing. It's pretty basic haircut. I feel like this is how my wavy hair comes out the best. When I have the shorter pieces, it creates more definition. Like I can flip my hair both ways because I ask my stylist to cut my hair down the center. That way I can flip my hair both ways because my part is completely changing all the time. Like I never have the same exact part in my hair. It's always different. Just basically depends on like what I'm feeling, and I'll just flip my hair around. This is often what I go for with like the deep part on this side, but it really just depends, like whatever I feel like doing. I like to keep that volume in there, and I feel like it helps to flip your hair around. So I need to go through these questions a little quicker. A lot of people are asking about frizz and dry hair. It seems to be a pretty common theme among us wavy or curly haired girls to have frizz and dry hair. I don't feel like I dealt with it that much until I started color treating my hair. I get like a balayage, and I'm just in the process of lightening my hair to like a light enough color where I can tone it with just like a purple shampoo, and it doesn't want to lean too brassy. Right now it's still a little brassy. It needs to be toned, and it's just not quite light enough yet to where I can just use a purple shampoo and it gets out all of the brassiness, but I'm working towards it. And up until then, I haven't really dealt with too much frizz or dryness since I've been doing like the curly girl method or whatever on my hair. I don't strictly follow the curly girl method, but since I've been doing this and taking care of my curls, I haven't really dealt with that too much because wasn't color treating my hair. I wasn't using too much heat on it or anything. So since I've been doing this method, I haven't dealt with too much frizz or dryness. It was definitely something that I dealt with before, especially frizz and poofiness. But now that I have been dealing with it more, I definitely feel like masking helps a lot. I use my Olaplex #3. I also use the protein yogurt mask, I think it's called, from Shea Moisture. That's a really good one. I feel like you do need to add enough protein and moisture into your hair. You don't want to overdo it, but it helps to do a moisture or protein mask. And those are the two that I use the most currently. I'm also trying a new one from a brand that I've never used before, and I'll give you guys an update on that. But I have just used it a few times, so I'm still trying it out. I just feel like masking helps a lot. And then also not shampooing too often. Obviously, like try to shampoo once or twice a week if you are really dealing with a lot of dryness, and then just not brushing your hair out, and also using a soft cotton t-shirt or a microfiber towel helps a lot as well. That helps to keep your hair from getting frizzy or drying it out or messing with the ends. And then also I feel like a lot of people tend to not use enough product, especially conditioner. You can really lather on that conditioner and let it sit in your hair like a mask before you rinse it out at the end of like your shampooing process and everything. That really helps a lot when I use a lot of conditioner. I mean, that's just what it takes. Sometimes you think like you're using way too much, but if you have really dry, frizzy hair, it definitely makes a difference. And then also just styling products in general. I really love the Briogeo Curl Charisma Defining Cream, and I'll have that link down below. I love to use that for when I feel like my hair is just really poofy or frizzy or dry. It's super moisturizing. It's not like a sticky cream. It just has like that hydrating texture to it. And it really moisturizes my hair. Just eliminates frizz. I feel like that product really helps with frizz. Now I will say, I don't feel like if I use that product alone, I don't feel like it defines my hair quite as much as some of my other like mousses and gels. But if your main concern is frizz and dryness, that's a great product. And I should probably say, as far as masking, I do a hair mask probably close to every other time that I do my hair. Maybe every 2 washes, but a lot of the time it's every other time, because I'll do like my Olaplex and then I'll do like a regular shampoo the next time, and then maybe the next time I'll do like my protein mask or a moisture mask or something. It often ends up being every other time, and that's not too much for me, especially after I color treat my hair. But obviously you kind of have to work with what works for your hair, and everybody's different. So if your hair isn't color treated, maybe do it like every 2 to 3 washes, or maybe even just once or twice a month. I don't know. It really depends on how often you wash your hair. And for me, that's like every 4 to 5 days. Someone asked, how is the new house coming along? Thank you for asking and caring. It's been going way faster lately. We've been getting a lot done at once. The drywall is in, the walls are all primed, and the cabinets are pretty much all in. Some of the lighting is now like working, so we have some lighting in there. Flooring will go in a couple of weeks, so things are definitely going along, and it's more just like finishing touches now since the outside is almost done. But it's going good. And I can't wait to do an empty house tour. I'm super excited about that because we're so grateful that we get to like be building a brand new house, and I want to share that excitement with you guys. And it's not a thing of like showing off. It's like I never want to come across like I'm like bragging about the things that I have, or like I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be cool to share that with you guys because a lot of you guys have been asking about it, and it is exciting for us. Someone asked, would you suggest a gel or a mousse for wavy hair? Also, do you use any protein moisturizing treatments? Hope you are well. Thanks. Would I suggest a gel or a mousse for wavy hair? Really, it just depends on your preference. I use both. I have gels that I like. I have a mousse that I really like. I feel like gels are a little bit more common and a little bit easier to use if you're new, because it's just a product that is easier to learn your way around. And I feel like it's easier to find good ones. There's more recommendations and product reviews and just like options out there for gels that are really great. I'll try to remember to leave some linked down below that I really like, but yeah, it really just depends on your preference. I feel like a gel or a mousse is great. A mousse can be a little bit harder to find a really good one, so you might want to try a gel if you're new or it's not something that you're super used to use different curly hair products. Keep in mind though, with gels especially, you often will get a cast on your hair, especially if you're not like scrunching it while it's drying. So keep that in mind. A lot of people who have never really done much with their wavy or curly hair say that they get like crunchy hair, and the reason for that is usually just because it's creating a cast, and then when you scrunch that cast off, you get soft luscious waves that are super defined, and it's just part of the process. Going back to frizz for just a second, because I'm noticing something that someone's mentioning in one of these questions, is people often think that oil gets rid of frizz. And if you use a small amount and use it correctly, it really does help. But applying a lot of oil at your roots can create buildup and cause your hair to have that like flat, frizzy kind of look to it. And if you use too much oil in general, even on the lengths of your hair, it can cause like stringy, frizzy hair. I don't know why that is exactly, but you don't want to be using too much of an oil. Maybe try using like 1 drop of an argan oil or something on your hair after it's completely dry. Or maybe try not using an oil for a while, just see what works for you. Everyone is different, and maybe oils just aren't your best thing to use. Maybe you need to use like a light cream like the Briogeo one that I mentioned that's not sticky at all. It's very creamy and light, and it's a great product for frizz, I feel like. But yeah, like I said, everyone's different and different things work for everyone. Frizz is definitely a hard one. I know it's something that a lot of curlies and wavies deal with. Someone asked any tips on encouraging the curl pattern. I'm struggling with that ever since transitioning to curly girl method. Tips on encouraging the curl pattern. A lot of people say to finger coil, using a Denman brush, things like that. Those are techniques I haven't really used very much, and I'm sure that I could probably get a more defined curl pattern if I did try that, but I just haven't done a ton of research or looked into it that much to where I've decided to do it myself. And I really like my 2B waves. I feel like they still look good, even though I don't do a bunch of things to encourage that curl pattern with like finger coiling or using a Denman brush or something. But just in general, to encourage your curl pattern, you definitely want to be avoiding heat products. Like even hot water in the shower makes a difference too if you're struggling with getting defined waves or curls. Using like your diffuser on a cool setting, washing your hair with cool water, and just avoiding like any heat on your hair definitely makes a difference. And that's something that takes a while like to transition into. Like you really have to get your hair healed, give it a trim, get rid of all of that heat damage that your hair has endured. And yes, like I said, a blow dryer and hot water count too. And also just eliminating brushing your hair too much. I always brush my hair either in the shower to like detangle, or before I get in the shower, I use a wide tooth comb or a wet brush, and I will do it dry. Like I'm fine with brushing my hair dry. I just don't do it when I want my curls and waves to look nice, unless I'm doing a very specific technique with my wet brush that I have a whole video on, and I will leave it linked down below. It's how to refresh your hair, and I do use a wet brush in that video on like third day hair, but it's a very specific technique, and I don't use a brush unless I'm doing that technique. And I can't say that it necessarily will encourage your curl pattern if you're in the transitioning phase. So it might not work for everyone. Keep that in mind. But just in case you are interested in that video, I will have it down below. But other than that, I don't brush my hair when I'm trying to like keep my curls defined and looking good. Like when I've styled them, I just do that before I shower or in the shower. So if you are brushing your hair out a lot, that could be discouraging your curl pattern. There's so many different things I could go on about. I feel like this video is just going to get long if I have 10 different answers for every question. What's your go-to outfit? I guess that was kind of asked earlier. I love fall fashion, so I mean, I love turtlenecks and just high-waisted jeans. One of my favorite looks is to wear like a strappy dress, like a fall kind of look, kind of like casual, with tights and boots and like a turtleneck or a sweater underneath. I just feel like it's such a cute look. Not something I wear all the time, but it's one of my favorite types of outfits. Kind of random, but someone asked, why do curls sometimes go limp and how to fix it? P.S. So glad I found you within a week of finding you. My hair has looked better than it has in 20 years, basically my whole life, LOL. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that my videos have helped you. Curls going limp, to be honest, could be a lot of different reasons, but one of the big things is over moisturizing, which I know I was talking about moisture and protein treatments and things, but if you're over moisturizing your hair, like if you don't have color treated hair or you don't use a lot of heat and you're just constantly using moisture masks and really hydrating your hair and using tons of product that can cause your curls or waves to go limp. Maybe you need to use something lighter. Maybe you should be masking less. I don't know. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but that's just one tip or one reason that your hair could be actually going limp and could actually be overstimulated or moisturized. Again, there's so many topics here that I could do a whole video about, but I don't want to get into too much detail because this video is just getting long. How to start a YouTube channel. Honestly, I'm probably going to do a whole video at some point on how I grew my channel to this point. I might wait a little bit longer until I feel like maybe I've grown a little bit more, maybe I have more tips for you guys, but at some point I want to do like a story or like talk about the journey or like give some tips on how I grew my YouTube channel and just like what it was like and everything. So let me know in the comments down below if you guys would want to see a video like that. I know it's not for everyone, but just for anyone who might be interested in that. I would like to do a video like that at some point. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking now because I feel like this video has gotten really long. And I know I didn't answer all of the questions, but thank you to everyone who asked questions. And thank you to everyone who's been super kind to me and thoughtful lately. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support. I'm going to stop rambling and I love you guys. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Maybe one, loving two, and now it's three.